Social Psychology and Communities. Part 3. Community. Meaning. A community refers to a group of people living in a particular geographical area or sharing common interests, values, culture, or social ties. It involves social interactions, mutual relationships, and a sense of belonging among its members. Definitions of community. McIver and Page, community is an area of social living marked by some degree of social coherence. Redfield, a community is a small group with a simple social organization where people share common values and have a sense of belonging. Kingsley Davis, community is the smallest territorial group that can embrace all aspects of social life. Park and Burgess, community is a group of individuals living in a particular area with mutual interactions and shared common interests. Characteristics of community. Geographical area, communities often occupy a definite physical space. Common interests, shared beliefs, values, traditions, and practices. Social interaction, frequent interaction among members. Sense of belonging, emotional attachment among members. Permanence, long-term existence. Mutual cooperation, helping and supporting each other. Cultural similarity, common language, customs, or traditions. Social organization, presence of rules, norms, and institutions. Types of community. 1. Rural community. A rural community is a small, sparsely populated area where agriculture is the primary occupation. Features of rural community. Close social relationships. Simple lifestyle. Traditional customs and beliefs. Agriculture-based economy. Limited access to modern facilities. Institutional structures of rural community. Family-based systems. Panchayat system. Religious institutions, temples, mosques, churches. Cooperative societies. Primary schools and local healthcare centers. 2. Urban community. An urban community is a densely populated area with modern infrastructure, advanced technology, and diverse social life. Features of urban community. High population density. Heterogeneous population. Advanced technology and infrastructure. Formal relationships. Fast-paced lifestyle. Employment in industries, business, and services. Institutional structures of urban community. Municipal corporations. Educational institutions, schools, colleges, universities. Industrial and commercial organizations. Health institutions, hospitals, clinics. Recreational facilities, parks, theaters. 3. Tribal community. A tribal community is a socially and culturally distinct group living in isolated areas with traditional customs. Features of tribal community. Distinct culture, language, and customs. Close social bonds. Joint family system. Dependence on nature and agriculture. Simple technology and lifestyle. Institutional structures of tribal community. Clan system. Village councils. Traditional religious institutions. Community-based education systems. Cooperative hunting and farming practices. 4. Virtual community. A virtual community is a group of individuals who interact through digital platforms like social media, forums, or websites without physical proximity. Features of virtual community. Digital interaction through the internet. Global reach. Lack of physical boundaries. Shared interests, gaming, politics, education. Temporary or long-term participation. Institutional structures of virtual community. Social media groups, Facebook, WhatsApp. Online discussion forums, Reddit, Quora. E-learning platforms, Coursera, Udemy. Gaming communities. Professional networks, LinkedIn. Types of vulnerable sections. 1. Women. Women face various vulnerabilities due to gender discrimination, cultural norms, and systemic inequalities. Key issues. Gender-based violence, domestic violence, sexual harassment, trafficking. Wage gap and economic dependency. Lack of access to education and healthcare. Limited political representation. Government initiatives. Beti Bachao, for female education and empowerment. Women's Reservation Bill, for political representation. Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, for legal protection. 2. Children. Children are one of the most vulnerable groups due to their dependence on adults for survival, growth, and development. Key issues. Child labor and exploitation. Malnutrition and poor health care. Lack of access to quality education. Child abuse and trafficking. Government initiatives. Right to Education, RTE, Act, free and compulsory education. Integrated Child Development Services, ICDS, nutrition and early childhood care. Child protection laws, POCSO Act against sexual offenses. 3. Aged people, senior citizens. Older adults often face neglect, financial insecurity, and health issues, making them vulnerable. Key issues. Lack of financial independence, pension issues. health problems and inadequate healthcare facilities, social isolation and loneliness, elder abuse, government initiatives, national policy on older persons, social security and welfare, Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme, IGNOAPS, financial assistance, senior citizen welfare programs, healthcare and legal aid. 4. Dalits, scheduled castes SCs. Dalits, historically marginalized in the caste system, face social discrimination and economic hardships. Key issues: untouchability and caste-based discrimination, lack of access to education and employment, atrocities and violence against Dalits, social exclusion and inequality, government initiatives, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, Prevention of Atrocities Act, legal protection, reservation in education and employment, affirmative action, SC/ST scholarships and welfare schemes, financial support for education. Caste. Meaning. Caste is a social stratification system based on hereditary status, occupation, and rigid social hierarchy. It is a traditional system found in societies like India, where birth determines a person's social position and rights. Characteristics of caste system. Ascriptive status, caste is assigned by birth and cannot be changed. Endogamy, marriage is restricted within the same caste. Hierarchy, castes are ranked in a social order, e.g., Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, and Dalits in the Indian caste system. Hereditary occupation, traditional caste roles determine a person's profession. Social restrictions, rules exist regarding food, marriage, and social interaction, e.g., untouchability in the past. Limited mobility, changing one's caste status is extremely difficult. Caste in modern society. Though caste discrimination is legally abolished in India, its influence persists in politics, marriage, and social practices. Government policies like reservation in education and employment aim to uplift marginalized castes. Class. Meaning. Class is a social division based on economic factors, such as wealth, occupation, and education. It allows for mobility and is not rigid like the caste system. Characteristics of class system. Achieved status. Class is based on a person's achievements, wealth, and education. Social mobility, individuals can move between classes through economic success or failure. Open system. Unlike caste, class is flexible, allowing people to change their social position. Economic basis, income, property, and occupation determine class status. No strict restrictions. Unlike caste, class does not impose strict social or marriage rules. Types of social classes. Upper class, wealthy individuals with high social status. Middle class, educated professionals, business people, and white-collar workers. Lower class, workers, laborers, and those with low economic resources. Underprivileged class, people living below the poverty line.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in next video.